you doing on this wonderful, glorious Monday evening? Thank you for joining me, Cooking with Lady D. I got to bite a little Ricola here so my throat can be clear while I'm doing this live video. So excuse me. Okay. Well, once again, thanks for joining me, Cooking with Lady D. And just remember my hashtag. You better get you some. Today, what we're going to be doing a lemon pound cake. Hey, cuz, how are you? Thanks for joining me. Today, we're going to be doing a lemon pound cake from scratch, okay? Hey, y'all know the holidays is coming up, and everybody like to have those good desserts on their table, or even to give as gifts. I don't know, I never gave cakes as gifts. But either way, we're going to work on this. Now, this is part one, all right? This is indeed part one. Hey, cuz. So, whenever I do cakes, I do the main ingredients and put it all together in part one. And then after the cake bakes, I come back and we do part two. Until I can get my grandkids over here, my granddaughters over here to show me how to do that iMovie thing. Whereas that I can, you know, be able to pause while I'm doing live and go back in. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started because I don't want part one to be but so long. So the first thing I'm going to do, we're going to go over the ingredients that I have, okay? And once again, this is going to be a lemon butter pound cake from scratch, okay? So the first thing we have 4 sticks of soft butter, okay? We have, let's see, make sure you can see. We have 6 whole eggs plus 2 egg yolks. We have 2 cups of sugar. We have here, this is buttermilk, about a half a cup of buttermilk. Spin it on around. Right here, we have sour cream, about a half a cup. We have flour in here. I have 3 cups of flour in here. And in addition to that, we have a teaspoon of baking powder and a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Okay. Here we're going to have about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. It's a lemon cake, so we have a tablespoon of the lemon extract. And also we have, where's my lemon juice? Make it mess already. We have about a tablespoon of pure lemon juice. And finally, we have about, I say about a teaspoon of the Crisco, just regular Crisco. Right here, about a teaspoon of the Crisco. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead on and get started. So we're going to first of all take the butter, and we're going to put the butter on in my mixer here, okay? So I'm going to go ahead on and add this butter to the mix in my mixer, in my cooking aid, so this can get fluffed up. And it's already soft, it's going to get fluffy, okay? So that's 4 sticks of butter we put in. I'm going to add to that butter the sugar, okay? We're going to add the 2 cups of sugar to that butter. There we go. Once again, this is part one, so we're not going to keep part one going but so long. Let's see here. Give me one moment. I'm going to go ahead and raise it up. Raise up the bowl, and we're going to go ahead and fluff that up, okay? Again, I like to let my thing get real fluffy, so it's going to run about, I don't know, maybe about 3 or 4 minutes because I like it to be real fluffy. Now to that, I'm going to go ahead on and also add in the Crisco lard. Let it all get in there. Let it all get fluffy. I like lemon cake. So, cuz, how you been doing? Congratulations, girl. You got some beautiful grandbabies, honey. I be seeing them. You got some beautiful grandbabies. Well, while we talking about grandchildren, I'm going to give a shout out to my granddaughter, Raquel. She's 12 years old. She's a tween, going to be 13 soon. Mommy, Grandma loves you. Grandma loves all of you. I got 8, child. I got 8 of them. Yes. You got to catch up with me, Dolores. I probably need to be standing up, right? I'm so lazy. Lord have mercy. Okay, I'm stand up and do this, all right? Okay, that's getting fluffed up, which is pretty good. I tell you, I love baking, especially baking cakes. rather than going to the store to buy it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn that off for a minute because I'm going to go ahead. There's some butter and everything is all around the edges. I want to push that down. I'm going to push it on down in there. I'm a little hoarse as I'm speaking. I stayed on the phone with a friend of mine, and that friend had me laughing and talking so much that my throat, honey. Girl, honey, I remember the time when I used to go hanging out at them clubs or whatever, honey. My kids was in elementary school, and they would love when I was, oh, 4 is enough? I see you say 4 is enough. I know, I got devil, I got 8. And when I would go hanging out in New York City, in the different clubs or whatever, and you know, when you out in the club and there's a lot of people and you talking loud, I would come home and I would be hoarse, couldn't even speak. They would love that because I can't yell at them. That's why. So they wake up and I can hear them in the room. Mommy hoarse, she ain't gonna be able to yell at us today. All right, we'll keep this moving. It's whipping up really nicely. Really, really nicely. So I'm gonna go ahead and just turn it down a bit. And I'm gonna start to add the eggs. All right, we're gonna do 1 egg at a time. If one of them can go in at a time. There you go. 1 egg at a time. That's how we always do it. It's the chemistry involved. 1 egg at a time. Why can't we do more than 1 egg? Well, it probably won't come out right. So I'm doing 1 egg at a time. How's your mom? Hey, everybody. Okay, that egg is whipping up. Let's continue putting those eggs in 1 at a time. For the next one, again, these were 6 eggs, 6 whole eggs. The size is medium in size. Uh-oh, 2 fell in. That's okay, no biggie. So we're gonna let that mix up together nicely. It's gonna beat up until it gets real fluffy. Making cakes is really not difficult. It's just mastering those ingredients. Once you master the ingredients that you want in your cake, boom! You can use those same ingredients for basically all your cakes, and you only change up the ingredients depending on if you're changing up the flavor of the cake. Then you may change up the type of extract you use, or whether or not you want that cake to be fluffy, or whether you want it to be crunchy, little things like that. All right, so now we're gonna put in there 2 egg yolks. Remember, we only use 2 egg yolks, but we use 6 whole eggs. Just get it nice and fluffy. I'm gonna bring it on down so I can scrape it from the sides again. So I can scrape it from the sides. I want to make sure everything gets in this pot. I want everything to be mixed properly. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and bring it up again. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put in the extract. So here's the 1 teaspoon of the vanilla extract. Here's the 1 tablespoon of the lemon extract going in there. Let that mix through. And we're about to add the flour. Now this flour mixture, once again, we have in here 3 cups of flour. That's good. Oh, the family's doing good, darling. You're going to have to come down here to the ATL and visit me one day. Absolutely. You know how much I like giving functions, but with this doggone COVID, I'm kind of scared. But eventually, we're going to all have to get together. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and put the flour in. Once again, this is 3 cups of flour with 1 teaspoon of baking powder and a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, and it's been shifted. So we're going to put the flour in a little bit at a time. And as we put in a little bit of flour, we're going to take and we're going to put in a little bit of buttermilk. A little bit of flour, a little bit of buttermilk. And we're going to do that all the way through. A little bit of flour. Ooh, dusty. A little bit of buttermilk. Woo! Well, I should have my apron on, huh? Showing out. Showing out. Don't have no apron on. Why is she showing out? turn this down a minute, a little bit. Turn that down one notch so I can put. Got some more flour in there. Got some more buttermilk in there. That's what's kicking out. The buttermilk is the thing that's jumping out. Some more flour. Sometimes I use heavy cream, depending on what kind of cake I'm making. This time I'm just using the buttermilk. We turn it down real low so the buttermilk won't keep flying out on me. Come on, buttermilk. We want all of you in there. We want all of you in there. Okay. And then we still got a little bit more flour left, not much. All right. So on top of that, remember one of those ingredients was the, oh, my table's a mess. Lemon juice. I'm going to just go ahead and add the lemon juice in there. I'm going to turn it off, scrape it from the sides. And we're going to let this go ahead on and mix up a bit. Now, we don't over mix the batter. Remember that. It's okay to mix that butter and sugar and those wet ingredients as much as you like. But the batter, you really don't want to over mix that. We're still going to mix it for a bit here, though. So we're not ready to take it out yet. But we're going to mix it. All right. So while that's mixing, I'm going to go ahead and grab my bundt pan. Give me one moment here. I'm just going to clean up a little bit, and I'm going to grab that bundt pan too. That's looking pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and spray my bundt pan with some, it's just regular butter, spray butter. Spray my bundt pan all the way around. What the Lucy? I got some flour. This is cake flour I'm using. So we're gonna make sure that the pan is floured nicely. We don't need anything sticking, especially at the bottom. At least around the sides, we can basically take a knife and pry it away from the side. But around the bottom, you want to make sure that this pan is floured thoroughly. So I'm just going to shake it around a bit, make sure that flour gets everywhere. That's about ready. Make sure the flour is, see, the pan is going to be floured nicely all the way around. All right, so that looks about good. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and take this batter off of the KitchenAid. I'll clean up in after I'm done, actually. Gotta rinse my hands. You all know what happens on live. Sometimes we gotta step away to do something. All right. So now, I'm gonna go ahead and lower my batter. I think you guys can see the batter as well. Let me go ahead and take this off. Just trying to shake off as much of the batter as I can. What I do with my other spatula. Okay, we're just going to take some off of here. Try to hold on to as much of our batter as we can. And a little bit ain't going to hurt if it gets thrown in the trash. So we're going to stop right there. Put that away. All right. So now, I think you can see, there's my batter. Hey, Lauren, I did your red rice today, honey. How are you? All right. So now I'm going to just scrape from around the sides of this batter. We're making a lemon pound cake. Now, finally, and I do this. Hey, Jackie, good to see you. I do this with all my cakes. I always put in the sour cream afterwards. So this is about a half a cup of sour cream. And I just fold that in. Just fold it in like this. I don't whip it up or mix it up with the KitchenAid. I do it with my hand. We just fold that in. This batter looks so good. It smells good too. I smell the lemon. I can smell the lemon. All right. So that should be good. Sour cream has been stirred in. All right. So, hey, that's it. At this point, I'm going to go ahead on. I'm going to put it in the bundt pan. I love this bundt pan. It's a Nordic. I think that's the name of it, Nordic. One moment. Nice bundt pan because at least it has the handles also, and it's heavy. It's heavy. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put this lemon pound cake into the bundt pan. All right, let's do what we need to do to get this thing going. Got my scoop, and we're just going to scoop it in. I always scoop it in. I don't like to pour it in because I can see better when I scoop it in that it's being distributed evenly. How y'all doing today? It's Monday. Did y'all have a good weekend? Honey, these weeks are going by so fast. I remember saying, oh man, it's almost the end of September. October's here. Now I'm getting ready to say, it's almost the end of October. That's right. November's right around the corner. So I need to get these ingredients out here so y'all can have some real good desserts and foods. Okay. All day I've been listening to the Temptations radio on my Amazon Echo. God, they play some good music, honey. All day. All day. I wish I could listen to it now. I can't. They would shut my video down. And we need this video. This is going to be a nice size lemon cake also. Stay with me. Almost done here. And once again, this is part 1. And we're going to shut it down. And then once the cake is done, I'm going to come back part 2. And we'll go ahead and put some icing on it. Take a look at how it came out. As well as taste it. Okay? How that sound? All right, about done here. Give me another moment. I'm going to let you guys go. Y'all probably home eating, huh? Probably home eating. Is this dinner time in your house? Is this dinner time in your house? Okay. Well, let me just get that scraper to get a little bit more out of here. And then we are done. All right. Just going to get a little bit more batter out of here that's not coming out with my dip. Okay, you see, I'm able to scrape the remainder batter and put it in the pan. Scrape it and put it in the pan. Okay, so the oven is preheated at 350. When I put this cake in, I'm gonna put it on 360. As I made mention in my other tutorials, at least 45 minutes in, I'm going to check it. Okay? This cake would normally take about 1 hour and 20 minutes. But the stove can be different. And right now I have a wonderful gas stove. A wonderful gas stove. So it may cook a little quicker than my electric stove. And remember what I said? You want to drop it a few times. Because you want to make sure that there are no air pockets. Just like that. Lauren, tuned in late. Can you go over the ingredients? You know what, Lauren? I'll go over the ingredients. But it's going to be at the beginning of the video. Actually, this is just part 1. So I'm about to sign off. And once I sign off, you can go ahead on Facebook or YouTube and just start the video from the beginning. Is that cool? All right. So this is part 1. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven. And we should be back shortly. Okay? Maybe about an hour or so. We'll be back in part 2. All right. Lemon cake.